Mr. Jack Straw.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Would the Justice Secretary accept, following what he's just said, that on matters of fundamental human rights, the United Kingdom, through successive governments, has been impeccable in observing the judgments of the Strasbourg court, even, for example, in respect of terrorist suspects, where it's profoundly disagreed with those decisions, and long may that continue. But since we are talking here about the rule of law, would the Justice Secretary not also accept that really in breach of ideas of rule of law which are based upon consent, what the Strasbourg court has done is to extend its jurisdiction from fundamental human rights into social and civic rights for which we have not signed up, and as the former Law Lord Lord Hoffman says, the court lacks constitutional legitimacy in respect of these areas, and the court, and again I quote, has no mandate to unify the laws of Europe on this kind of subject.
Well, can I very much welcome the comments from the Right Honourable Gentleman. I think it's worth recalling that when this convention was written back in the 1950s, Stalin was in power in Russia and people were being sent to the gulags without trial. That's what this convention was all about. Over 50 or 60 years, the court has moved it away from those fundamentals into a territory that many of us find to be deeply unsettling and wrong. I think there is a compelling case for reform, but of course, while the current situation is in existence, we nonetheless have to respect the laws of which we're part and put to Parliament the questions which I'm putting to it today.
Mr. David Davis.
As the Right Honourable Gentleman Member for Blackburn has just demonstrated, this is a non-partisan parliamentary issue, not one that shall be a matter of debate between parties but across the House. And in that context, I congratulate my right honourable friend for doing exactly the right thing in this bill and handing the decision back to Parliament. I'm quite sure, given the debate we had under the auspices of the right honourable gentleman and myself some time ago, that the House will effectively decide for the status quo. But that's for the House to decide. If that's the case, does my right honourable friend accept that this will be a precedent for every time the European Court extends beyond the remit set by the treaty, which we did sign up to, every time it does that, Parliament reserves the right to correct it and put it back into proper law?
Very good.
Well, what my right honourable friend has set out is very clearly what the legal position is. Parliament has that right. That right has been endorsed in the comments made to committee of this House by the Attorney-General, as it was in the House of Lords 13 years ago by Lord Justice Hoffman. That is the legal position. Parliament is sovereign and long should it remain so.